Intro is live. When JJ gets done talking, you'll go automatically up. It's all yours when he gets done.
Sports and Teams with your host, Scott Hardy. And your phone calls at 256-234.
Sounds like it's busy in there.
Yeah, no, I'll say once we get going, we'll put that away.
Sports Roundup right now.
Welcome into the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Randy Lee alongside Scott Hardy this evening. 256-234-6221 is our phone number. Love to hear from you. And if you can hear the background noise, a big crowd up here at JR Sports Bar and Grill, and happy to have it. Scott is great corporate partners, as we've always had here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. Bring your kids out in uniform. They'll eat off the kids' menu for $3.99. Great special that's all season long, not only if they're in their game uniform, but in their practice uniform. So JR Sports Bar and Grill. And what'd you think about the basketball game last night?
Well, as a Duke fan, I definitely loved it. I actually, in my heart, I was rooting for Kentucky to go ahead and try to finish out their undefeated season. But after Wisconsin beat them, it was pretty much all Duke for me. But the game really came down to the fact that I think it was just Coach K versus Coach Ryan. And at that point, you're going with the best coach, and he definitely proved it there. 5 championships in 3 decades. So he's definitely the best coach, I think, right now of all time in college basketball.
You know, Bo Ryan, he had a 9-point lead, 11 minutes to go in the ball game. And I don't know what happened. It's like Duke decided they were going to have a high ball screen, and Tyus Jones was going to make the plays for him. And that's all you saw. I mean, you just saw the guard play for Duke take over. And I guess, I've known of Okafor. Justice Winslow's a name that's been out there for a long time. The guard plays good, but I didn't realize it was as good as it was. And, Scott, they got their shot anytime they wanted in the closing minutes of that ball game.
Yeah, Tyus Jones really took control of the game. And as you said, we talked about it all tournament long, the 2 most important things in a tournament setting is coaching and point guard play. And when it mattered, Duke was able to handle that. And, again, I think hats off to them because they went from – this is one of the few times in history where Duke was considered the underdog in something, and it worked out that way. And now America has now actually flipped and turned on the Duke side because a lot of people were kind of upset with how Bo Ryan handled himself after the game. A lot of negative comments about the officiating, and they don't recruit, they don't rent players, and that type of thing. So he was, as Twitter said, he was a little salty there. So, but he said a lot of negative things about the game afterwards. But I think that Duke winning it was the most fitting way to do so for the NCAA tournament.
Bo Ryan, he handled himself very poorly in the closing part of the ball game, was very uncomplimentary, I think, of the Duke program after the ball game. It was a little bit shocking to me. I mean, it was almost like something a young coach would do or something a brash coach would do. And Bo Ryan gets the Greg Popovich feel, at least he does to me, but he's not quite the coach that Greg Popovich, and I hate to say that, but Wisconsin's a good program, but until they get over the hump, they're going to be considered what they are. And Cal gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. It was kind of bittersweet for Bo Ryan. He doesn't make the Hall of Fame. Cal does get into the Hall of Fame, but Duke, again, 5 championships. Coach K, again, proving that if he isn't the top coach of all time, he's right there behind John Wood, and I can't imagine anybody else that would be thrown in front of him.
Yeah, John Wood's the only other person. I think he's got 10 championships, so I don't see him getting to that point, or really anybody, because to be able to coach that long, longevity definitely plays a part in somebody's success rate. But you're looking at a situation now, though, where Duke has kind of changed the way that they do things from a recruitment standpoint. So they'll be in play for some more of these guys that are All-American guys, McDonald guys, the Kentuckys and the Kansas, North Carolina has been getting for several years now. So that changed the dynamic of things. But I think this game was, if you look at a situation where Wisconsin had just beat Kentucky, who everybody thought was going to win it, and when they beat them, I think it was just a letdown game, honestly, even though they were up, and they outplayed Duke at several points in the game. But when it mattered, Coach K stepped up, and as you said, the point guard play, Tyus Jones, and this was with Winslow and Okafor on the bench. So, I mean, it's not like they were beating their best players, so they kind of got beat with second-team guys. So, again, it goes back to the fact of what you're able to do when that good of a coach.
256-234-6221. Scott, we've got a busy show. Haven't talked about it. Had to open up with that Final Four and the championship for Duke, but tons of local area teams that we've got up here. The Elliott City Middle School dance team also up here with us tonight. Can you give us an idea of who all will be seeing a couple of youth league teams, I believe, correct?
Yeah, we'll have a youth league team, a softball team rather, for the Alex City Youth Parks and Rec. They'll be up here. Coach Stacy will be up here to talk a little bit about that. And then also we're hoping to have somebody else from the Dayville Parks and Rec from a basketball perspective to talk about some more of the wins that they've been doing. I didn't realize how successful the youth programs for both the Alex City and Dayville Parks and Rec were, but a lot of AAU going on for them, so we want to make sure we have an opportunity to recognize them. But as you said, we get a chance to talk to Tracy Silver and the middle school dance team, so that should be an interesting conversation.
256-234-6221 is our phone number. Make sure to call in, be a part of the program. If you've got kids, you've got teams that you'd like for us to highlight, that's what this program is for. The Lake Martin Sports Roundup gives us that opportunity to recognize you as we move over to Sports Blitz Live, which is statewide from 7 to 9. So we'll go ahead and take our first break. We come back. We hope that a lot of you will join us up here at JR Sports Bar and Grill. More of the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
Clear, guys.
All teams need players that can fill the positions. S&S Tire has that team when it comes to your vehicle's tire mechanical needs. S&S, located in Alex City, Dayville, and Newside, is the Lake Martin area's biggest volume tire dealer with the area's best prices and a dedicated team of fully trained mechanics to handle all your vehicle service needs. Visit any S&S location on Cherokee Road in Alex City, Highway 22 in Newside, or South Street in Dayville to see how our winning team can save you money, time, and stress. Get the best S&S.
Everyone knows that when you shop at Holly's Home Furnishings, you get the best name brand furniture and unbelievable savings. They've got everything your heart desires.
Can you hear me?
Test. By Broyhill, Simmons, Sealy, Lane, and many more. And if they don't, they can get it. So remember, when you're looking for selection, great service, and best quality at all.
You trying to talk to me?
It's always Holly's Home Furnishings.
No. We're good.
That's Holly's Home Furnishings.
Okay, cool.
1660 Highway 22 West in
I've got
Alexander.
the biggest
Visit them online at hollysHomeFurnishings.com.
Over 40 years of combined experience. Sign Source is the
What's the name of the team?
Sock Monkeys. From illuminated and monument signs for your business to banners, car wraps, or political yard signs for the individual, Sign Source can do it all. We specialize in designing sign concepts that get results. Contact us today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at signsourcenow.com. Go straight to the source. Sign Source.
Don't let pests take your house or business over. Wave the red flag. Red Flag Pest, owned and operated by Scott Davis on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, is licensed, insured, and bonded, and serves the Lake Martin area, specializing in lake homes, residential property, and industrial property. Call for a free inspection today, 256-825-0430, and visit us online at redflagpestcontrol.com. Red Flag Pest Control, when the problem has to stop, guaranteed. Times change, but what Alabama banks on never changes. In good times or difficult times, people in Alabama know they can bank on community ties, common history, strong relationships, and trusted experience. That's why, for over 110 years, Tallapoosa County has banked with Alliant. Log on to AlliantBank.com or come by one of our convenient locations and experience the same friendly service. Alliant, a century of banking on Alabama. Alliant Bank, a division of U.S. Ameribank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Get your G3 boat before the G3 rebates and Yamaha 2 extra years warranty ends at Bucks Island. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Is your dream boat a G3 fishing boat powered by Yamaha or a G3 pontoon? Cruise the lake in a G3 Elite pontoon powered by Yamaha or the G3 Suncatcher fishing pontoon powered by Yamaha. Take advantage now of the G3 rebates and Yamaha 5-year warranty ends March 31st. Bucks Island, Southside, Alabama. www.bucksisland.com. 1-800-I'm-READY.
Big Beef Barbecue is still the best place in town for a great meal at a great price. And the new barbecue.
Okay, guys, 20 seconds.
Big Beef Barbecue is now offering a regular barbecue sandwich with french fries and tea for only $4.99, or a large barbecue sandwich with french fries and tea.
10 to bump. 5 to bump. Nirvana bringing us home. And coming to you in a 3 and a 2 and a 1 is all yours.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup show, live on location from JR Sports Bar and Grill, beautiful downtown Alexander City. I'm Scott Hardy, and Randy and I just had a great opening segment, broke down a little bit about the championship games and ran down some upcoming guests for tonight's show. But right now we want to welcome our first guest of the evening, Coach Stacy Davis of the 8 and Under Sock Monkeys. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Oh, thanks for having us. Glad to be here.
Did you get to choose that name, or how did that come about? Because I think that's a very interesting name. I love it.
We actually, my daughter and I were looking through a softball sock catalog last year, looking for some for our travel team, and saw the socks with monkeys on it, and she came up with the idea for next year in league, let's be sock monkeys. So that's where we got it. So we ordered the monkey socks.
That's a pretty neat story there. So we'll start off there. We'll kind of talk about the early season for you guys. I don't know how many games you've had a chance to actually get in, but can you talk a little bit about how the season's going so far?
Yeah, we've got a lot of girls playing this year for the first time, but we've played 3 games so far. We're 2-1. We've got one more this week. We play 2 a week, but I like to say we're a work in progress. We're hopefully going to be better at the end of the year than we are starting out. So that's our goal, is to make each one of these girls better and for them to have fun as we go through the year.
Well, when you say, you want to talk about the fundamentals, that's something we talk about, really with a lot of these coaches. When you have people playing for the first time, that's the biggest thing you want to incorporate. So can you talk a little bit about what it's like to be able to provide that for these kids who haven't necessarily been able to play before?
It's fun. It's I really enjoy it. It really excites me when they come out for the first time and they catch that first pop fly in the game, just to see the smiles on their faces. So it, like I said, it does good for me to know that when they get those fundamentals instilled in there, and then they catch the ball and they realize that the work that they're putting into it does have a benefit.
Well, we're here with Stacey Davis of the 8 and Under Sock Monkeys, and I can't get over that name. I really do love it.
Most people do.
Yeah. I just wanted to get your thoughts on how long you've been coaching and what has actually drawn you to it, because I know you mentioned your daughter, so I'm sure that was some play in your decision.
Well, I played baseball high school and college, and when I came back, started helping a few of my friends coach their sons, and then for 2 years, I coached an 11 and 12-year-old baseball team by myself, and then my oldest daughter got into wanting to play softball, and I coached her first year that she coached, and then she went the soccer route, and so then I dropped back and started coaching my youngest daughter when she started playing t-ball as a 5-year-old, and this is her 3rd year of softball, so this is my 5th year coaching softball.
What excitement does that add to be able to coach your daughter too? Does that add? I know that plays into it, but is she a little tougher to deal with sometimes because it is your daughter? I know you have to have a good balance there. I'm
probably tougher on her than anybody else, I guess. But it is fun. It is fun to realize that she enjoys it. She really likes it, and when she has good games and even bad games, she enjoys it. She really likes being out there. That's her number one thing that she enjoys to do. So I get joy out of watching her play.
Well, you mentioned coaching a team previously by yourself, and I see you've got your assistant up here. So you elaborate on more on how that helps you to have somebody there to help you get the team together? Yeah,
it wouldn't be possible to do without your assistant coaches, and also with the parents. I mean, I can only coach them when they come to practice, and that's I've got a good group of parents this year. Every time we've had practice, the parents have been there, the kids are there. So it's hard to teach them how to play if they don't come to practice. And like I said, we've got a real good group of parents this year. They've come to all the practices. We've gone through the fundamentals. So, and like I said, it wouldn't be possible without them. It's hard. I only get them for an hour and a half a week at practice. So there's only so much that I can do. So I need them there, and the assistant coaches help me a ton so we can break up and work on different things and rotate them around so we can get the most out of that hour and a half that we have them.
Well, we've talked about the parents there, so that'll be a good segue to introduce your team here. So, Coach, if you don't mind, we'll just bring them up individually and give them a chance to introduce themselves.
Okay. Jalen.
Turn around and tell them your name and what position you play.
My name is Jalen Price, and I play shortstop.
Okay. Go this way.
My name's Micaiah Burt, and I play shortstop.
Yeah. Go that way.
My name's Katie Davis, and I play first base.
Little drawback there.
My name's Rayleigh Caldwell, and I play pitcher. My name is Tremaya Hutchinson, and I play outfield. My name is Ariana Ware, and I play third base. My name is Kennedy Hoyt, and I play right field. My name is Madison Shumway, and I play left field. My name is Adeline Lewis, and I play catcher. My name's Ava Barrett, and I play right field.
And that's your 8 and under Sock Monkeys there. So, Coach, again, when's the next time that anybody out there listening can go out and check out the Sock Monkeys?
We actually played last night, and we had a rain out, and so it's going to be pushed back to tomorrow. So we play tomorrow night, 5:30, and then that'll end it for this. Actually, we play Friday night also at 7:30. So tomorrow night, 5:30, Friday night at 7:30, Field 4 at Sportz up on the hill.
All right, good deal. And again, that's Stacey Davis of the 8 and under Sock Monkeys, and we appreciate you joining the Late Morning Sports Roundup. And if there's anything we can do for you, just let us know.
All right.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
We'll go ahead and take another break. More of the Late Morning Sports Roundup show right after this.
Thank you.
There you go, Mr. Hardy. And coming into you in 3 and 2 and 1.
Welcome back into the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Randy Lee alongside Scott Hardy now. We got a great guest coming up here next, ACMS Dance Team, Tracy Kirk, who is the sponsor of that. And that's a program that I think was lost several years back, and able to recoup that program and get it back up. And they're doing a tremendous job. And proud of all of our programs here. It's not only the middle school, but you move up to the high school. You keep so many of these girls active in multiple different things, whether it be softball that you see right here and a number of other sports. But I like looking out there on the field and seeing 20 dance team members and 25 cheerleaders. Why not? I mean, keep them active, keep them doing something. And I think that starting them out in middle school is a real key to that.
Yeah, and you look at the teams we play on Fridays, and even on the basketball side too. I don't know too many schools that have a dance team and a cheerleading squad that are going to go to every game. They go to basketball games too. So I think they're a great support piece. And if you talk to the players and coaches, especially the coaches, they love it because it gets the crowd hyped up and inspired. So obviously what they're bringing is a great attribute to the game itself. And as you said, if you can get them started early like this, and it definitely builds the program up even further.
256-234-6221 up against a quick break here on the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Make sure to come out to JR Sports Bar and Grill. Have a great dinner. $3.99. Bring your kids out in their uniform. They'll eat off the kids' menu. That's practice uniform, game uniform, whatever you're out and practicing around in. Make sure to do that, as well as calling in catering, delivery service, 256-329-2328. More of the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup right after this.
Am I on TV?
I don't think we've been down. Anybody in the back?
Just turn it down and
I'm not sure what the camera is. Oh, right up there? Okay, it's between the TVs. There we go.
Ten seconds. Okay, coming to you in 3 and a 2 and
Welcome back, and thanks for joining the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show, live on location from JR Sports Bar and Grill. 256-329-2328 is the number to dial in for them, and you can come pick up some of their delicious food or have it delivered to you at your home. Right now, we want to welcome in somebody who is a very good guest of the show and one of my favorite people, Miss Tracy Kirk, who is the ACMS dance team sponsor. So thanks for joining the show.
Yes, thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Well, we'll just kick it off there. I'm assuming you guys just recently had tryouts, so can you talk a little bit about that?
We had tryouts the last Saturday in March at the BRHS Auditorium, and at that time the girls tried out for the high school dance team and the middle school dance team, and those were announced that day, and we all got together and had a big celebration party for everybody who made it. We had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So how many girls usually would try out for the dance team?
It varies. This year, the high school had more than usual, and we actually had less than usual. Typically, we try and take 16 members at ACMS, and we only had 14 people try out this year. So that was a little bit different for us, different experience.
Well, how does that change things when, you were kind of anticipating a certain amount, but, you do, I think you said, 14 tried out. So how does that change anything for you?
Well, according to the new policy from the Board of Education for cheerleader tryouts and dance team tryouts, if we have fewer than the number that we say that we're going to take tryout, then the girls who are trying out have to score at least 70% of the possible points in order to make the team. And so we had 13 girls who scored 70%, which, I hated. We had one who didn't. That broke my heart. That made me sad. But, it is what it is. That was our board policy, so we had to stick to it. But we have 13 girls, and, from everything I saw at tryouts and from everything I saw yesterday at our first practice, they are ready and they're willing to learn, and I'm really excited. I think we've got a terrific group of girls and of parents this year. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. And you talk a little bit about, off there, we were saying this is your third year doing it, and I know that when I was in high school, you still are heavily involved with the Mac Cats, and so what was your draw to the dance team compared to the wrestling side?
Well, to be honest, I got started because they were having trouble finding a coach, and my daughter had made the dance team, and I didn't want to see them do away with the program when she was going to be on it. She was on it her 7th grade year, and this was during her 8th grade year, and I didn't want them to lose the program. And since then, I've enjoyed doing it. It's a good group to work with, and it's time consuming, but it's fun. It's good.
Well, we're here with Tracy Kurt, the head coach and sponsor of the Alex City Middle School dance team. And so what type of events will the girls be able to dance at this fall or coming up during the summer?
Actually, this spring they're going to dance at the ACMS spring football game, which is coming up at the Sportz on May 13th. So they will be dancing there. We've got 10 more practices to get ready for that. And then we will go to camp at Auburn University June 21st through 24th. And then this fall we'll dance at all the ACMS football games, both home and away. And during basketball season, we perform at the home basketball games.
Well, I know you bring up the camps, and I know your girls will want to do some clinic work and that type of thing. So is there any fundraising that will take place if anybody in the community can help send the girls?
Definitely. Several years ago, we got magnets, and I know a lot of people have those Go Wildcat magnets. If you don't, please see a dance team member, because we still have a whole box full of them, and we're still trying to sell those. We are hoping to do possibly another Dreamland barbecue fundraiser with the ACMS basketball team and the ACMS cheerleaders this spring, and hopefully again in the fall. And hopefully a big fundraiser, we're hoping, will be a dance clinic that we'll put on. I'm crossing my fingers for the week during Sun Festival. I'm going to talk to Ann Rye and see if we can do that and possibly have girls pre-K through 6th grade learn a dance or two, and then maybe perform out in Park or something during that week.
That's pretty exciting. And speaking of exciting, it seems like your team is a little antsy there. So I'll give you an opportunity to introduce your captain, and then we'll start with the rest of the team.
Thank you. Our captain this year is upcoming 8th grader Devin Bradford, and she's been doing a great job helping us get things organized and together and everything so far. And now she is going to let our other dance team members come up and introduce themselves. Who wants to go first?
All at once.
Lead us off.
I'm Stephanie Forbes, and I'm an upcoming 8th grader.
Great.
I'm Caitlin Regans, and I'm an upcoming 7th grader.
Okay, come on. Don't be shy. Go, girl.
I'm Kazuri Gray, and I'm an upcoming 8th grader.
I'm Addie Fuller, and I'm an upcoming 7th grader.
I'm Jaleese Oliver, and I'm an upcoming 8th grader.
I'm Lexi Garrett, and I'm an upcoming 7th grader. I'm Lillian Parker, and I'm an upcoming 7th grader. I am Bexley Knight, and I'm an upcoming 7th grader. I'm Reagan Ashworth, and I'm an upcoming 7th grader.
And that is your ACMS middle school dance team there. So Tracy, we appreciate you joining the show. And when you get ready for your clinic, just let us know, and we'll do anything we can to help you promote it.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Scott.
Thank you. Well, more of the Late March Sports Roundup show live from JR's right after this.
Clear, buddy.
Thank you.
We have come back to it in 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome back into the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Randy Lee alongside Scott Hardy. Some great guests tonight. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. Love for you to come out to JR's, have a great dinner. 6 to 7 every Tuesday night with the Lake Martin Sports Roundup, and it's all about the local area athletics. So if you have kids, you have teams that you would like for us to highlight, we need to hear from you. Find us on our social media outlets, or you can give us a phone call either up here at JR's or at Lee Marketing Group. Just give us a call. Let us know that you'd like to be a part of the program, and that's what it's for, Scott. We've had a number of guests, it seems like, for the last couple of months, and we look forward to this each and every week.
Yeah, it's I always make fun of it, but it's really a sports blitz in general. That's exactly what it is, and I love doing it, and it gives these kids an opportunity to get highlighted where normally – and they get – the biggest thing is they get the exposure. We want to help expose as many of these kids as we have an opportunity to. So, again, if you're interested in bringing or highlighting any of the kids in the local area, whether it be from Alex City or Dayville or anywhere in the surrounding area, just let us know. Contact Justin Clayton, our producer, and we'll do our best to get you on.
256-234-6221. We talked about the national championship game a little bit earlier, and we'll talk a lot more about that on Sports Blitz Live tonight from 7 to 9. Luke Robinson and I will host on that end. But let's talk a little bit about some local area athletics. And, Scott, when you look out, this week's a huge week for Benjamin Russell High School, also a huge week for this whole community, as Kendall Graveman will get his first start. Oakland Athletics, and is that Thursday night?
Thursday night.
Who they'll be taking on the Rangers? Yeah. Is it a televised game?
I'm thinking it will. Check with Kyle Graveman, one of our good buddies of the show, and we'll have an opportunity to get that out for you. So check our social media, but I'm pretty sure it'll be a televised game. If not, we'll figure out some way to get a stream or something for you, because I know everybody in the community will want to have a chance to watch it. But it's been an amazing ride just watching it from the outside in, and his brother, again, one of my good friends, so I've kind of had an inside track on it. But he's so excitable for the fan base for the Oakland A's, and they've done so much to support him. They've already I tweeted out something about the Undertaker, but that's kind of what they're calling him now in the Oakland area, and the beat writers love him. They've already talked about how polished he is as somebody who they interview on a daily basis. So, again, I'm really looking forward to him being able to get his first official start there, and I've heard nothing but praise from him. I heard Melvin, I can't think of his last name now, but the manager for the A's, he spoke about how, I don't know how Kendall didn't pitch in the majors last year. He said for somebody who's 24 years old, he pitches like he's 34. So nothing but praise from him. So hopefully we'll have a good opportunity to see him on Thursday.
Throughout the season, we'll continue to keep you up to date on how he's doing, and a number of other athletes that have moved on that are doing big things. El Toro Freeman heading out to minicamp on Thursday. He'll be playing with the Saskatchewan Rough Riders up in the Canadian Football League, and a great pickup. And I don't know until I started looking into it and talking with El Toro and trying to help him a little bit with getting some communication out there, is how big Canadian football is. They love it up there. They really do. And they've got training camps the same as the NFL. They've got big fan supports. And Saskatchewan's had a good little stretch of football here lately. And for El Toro to get picked up was a big thing. It's not like they just fill in their entire roster with college football players that didn't quite make it to the NFL. It doesn't quite work that way, does it, Scott?
No, and they have the same type of combines and pro days type of things to try to recruit new players. But this is a great opportunity for him. Things didn't really work out the way he wanted to with the NFL, so hopefully this will give him an opportunity to maybe elevate that play at some point and get back to the NFL. But if not, this is a tremendous thing. We'll be having Coach Martin Day here shortly coming up next month, and so he went the same route. And so you look at a lot of players who are now in the NFL or vice versa who have played on the Canadian football side, so they are passionate about it. I'll try to keep up with them on Twitter, and they've done a great job of kind of go ahead and let people know who El Toro was and what he's going to be able to do. So I'm looking forward to once he comes back from training camp, kind of see what things are and where they expect to use them.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot more about that and continue to keep you up to date as that is coming in the next 3 months. They'll be kicking off, and the Canadian Football League is always fun to watch. Warren Moon, actually one of the players that went up there and won multiple titles, ended up back in the NFL. But talking to El Toro a lot yesterday, he doesn't care. If he makes it to the NFL, that's fine, but he'd love to have a great career. Coach Martin, as you mentioned, we'll have Willie Carl Martin Day on May the 12th. That one will be at Central Alabama Community College, and it will be an honoring of probably past due. But it's kind of hard to honor somebody that's in the midst of their career. I mean, you don't want to stop what's going on, and he's really been at a highlight in his career. I wouldn't look. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but since 2008 or 2009, where he moved over and he's been part of the Nick Saban staff, I'm sure it's been a thrill for him, and I think that he's really helped the kids from all that you take from that, and the player development side that he's been working on. I think he had a position that he worked on a little bit, but it's a full-time job keeping a 18-year-old that's far away from home, far away from anything that he's used to, and getting them to actually acclimated to what you'll see on a college campus. So I'm sure he's changed a lot of kids' lives.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, Taylor Farr, he's from Shays Valley. He went and played at Alabama, and he got there the same year that Coach Martin did. And he said you didn't want to get in trouble because when you got in trouble, you had to deal with Coach Martin. So he said he was a great offensive line coach. He was assisting on that, so he did assist on the offensive line side and had a great insight into football. So, but they said you didn't want to go see Coach Willie is what they said. Yeah. So, again, as you said, probably long overdue, but great that the city is coming together and doing this, and I look forward to that event as well.
You know, he brought one of the state championships to Benjamin Russell High School in 2001. The city's been blessed to win 3 state titles, 53, 60, and in 2001, and hoping for some more. We've been right on the cusp. Danny Horn doing an outstanding job right now. It's a wonderful time to be a Wildcat fan, to say the least, Scott. We haven't got over the hump, but you just keep putting yourself in an opportunity, and Coach Martin kind of fell into that. We kept putting ourselves in the opportunity, and Coach Lazenby goes out. We lose a 5 overtime game. Coach Martin comes back the next year. He has a tremendous team, and he gets them over the hump. So that'll be part of what you're doing. Part of what you're doing is also highlighting that professional playing career. And he was a multi-time All-Pro in the Canadian Football League. El Toro and I talked about that yesterday. Kind of unique that he's heading off to play from the state of Alabama and heading up there, but it's an easy storyline for him to pass along that his high school coach was also a legend up in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, and he's known. That is the big thing there. So, again, I think that this will be a good opportunity for El Toro. And, again, looking at the success that Coach Martin had, just highlighting some of the things, first black player to ever receive an offer from Bear Bryant University of Alabama. So that was kind of a thing there that a lot of people may not know. So, as you said, it'll be a way to highlight his career and kind of talk about this championship run he's been on with Alabama. But before we go to break, I do have to mention, I'm just getting the message here, that Kyle Graveman was the person who won our bracket challenge. So congratulations to Kyle. I think he gets a Yeti cooler, and he was pretty excited. If you had an opportunity to check out his Twitter, he had a nice tweet last night showing his celebration for winning the bracket challenge for Sportz Blitz.
Yeah, Swole picked that one up, and congratulations to him, and good job by picking Duke. One of the lone, I think we had a couple of Duke picks in the bracket challenge, but a majority of them were Kentucky, of course, and then we had a number of Wisconsin picks. So it looked like Wisconsin was in the driver's seat there for a while, and then Duke comes through. So congratulations to him. Go ahead and take another break here on the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup. When we come back, we'll take your phone calls, 256-234-6221.
Clear. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup. Randy Lee alongside Scott Hardy. Got about 5 more minutes left on this program. Love for you to come out to JR Sports Bar and Grill. Have a great dinner. You can call in for deliveries, 256-329-2328. That's also the catering number here at JR's. Always great specials as well throughout the week. Find them on their social media outlets, and they'll keep you up to date on what the special is each and every day. And $3.99, bring your kids out in uniform. They'll eat off the kids' menu. Scott, we talked a lot about local area athletics. Let's move on and kind of jump into the topics tonight here on Sports Blitz Live. Known that you've always been a Duke fan, so we'll pass along from that. Avery Johnson hiring at Alabama. What were your thoughts?
If he can recruit, I think it's a great hire from Alabama from a splash perspective. I think that they couldn't have hired anybody for a second tier or second choice rather. I think that Greg Marshall definitely was their best option. But Avery Johnson is somebody who brings NBA credibility, had a great NBA career, was coach of the year before. But there's a difference in coaching adults and coaching kids, and I don't know if his connections are where they need to be, I think, right now. But if he hires the right assistants and he can get involved in the AAU game, which is going to matter, that's going to be important to him, I think that he'll have an opportunity to succeed. But I know from hearing what most Alabama fans have to say and even hearing what Avery Johnson talked about, he said, I don't think I'm going to have a problem recruiting based off of the fact that their parents probably know me from playing, and the child, the athlete, probably has seen me on ESPN doing some type of anchor work. So I bring in the instant credibility on that point. But we'll see. I think that it was a good counterpart. He's on the other side, I guess, from an intensity level of what Anthony Grant was. I think from a personality standpoint, it's a good fit, and it counteracts kind of what Auburn did with Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, definitely going to have to get out there and market the program the same as Bruce Pearl. Could be a little down year. I'm telling you, Alabama's lost quite a bit. If they can close on Dazon Ingram, I think they've got a pretty good nucleus together. But if you look at the recruiting services, this is not, even with Ingram, this is not a top 20 class for Alabama because the 2 in-state guys, which I like, are just not that highly regarded. They're both 3-star guys and not really veering towards 4-star guys. I was impressed with them in the Alabama-Mississippi game, but this is not one of the top classes that you've seen at Alabama, and they're not returning a very strong team by no stretch of the imagination. You take Levi Randolph, you take Rodney Cooper off of this team, where does the scoring come from? So it'll be like Auburn. You're going to have to sit back, give him a little bit of time, and allow him to get out there and do his thing. And it was some growing pains for us as Auburn fans this year. I don't know if we thought a miracle was going to happen with Bruce Pearl walking through.
I think the success he had was a miracle. Actually,
well, the success to even put a quality product on the floor is pitiful as what was left. I said it the other night. I'll say it again. I never wanted to see an SEC team lose. I didn't want to see Kentucky lose. But with Tony Barbie sitting on the bench over there, it really made this one bearable in that ball game because what he left was about as pitiful as we've ever seen any program in Auburn's history. I'm honest. If he doesn't put together those final 3 or 4 players on this team, this Auburn team gets run out of the gym each and every night, Scott.
Yeah, and KT would have he did lead the conference in scoring out of necessity, but it would have just been him and only him. So that was a good thing, be able to bring in Bowers and somebody like a Mason. But, again, if you're Auburn, it could be something similar again next year. I don't think the wins are going to really equate to how good the team actually will play, kind of similar to this year. But a year from now, you're looking at a team that could be very deadly. But the way the SEC is, I mean, you don't have to be that great to be in the top part of the SEC. So as long as they're contending for the SEC and have an opportunity to play in the tournament, I think both Alabama and Auburn fans will be satisfied.
The Braves up 7-0 early. What is going on with the Braves? They better get all the wins they can here in close stretch because they pretty much – traded the team away. Kimbrel going. But honestly, I'm as a Braves fan, I look and I'm thinking back to the 89 Cowboys. I'm like, give it away. You're not going to be that good. There's no way unless you catch lightning in a bottle in a 162-game season. It's hard to catch lightning that entire year. But for the Braves, hopefully they're getting a lot in return, and we have no reason to question our general manager or to question management with the Braves as long of good stretch. Now, we only won one World Series, but I grew up in the 80s. I grew up when Gerald Perry was the best player we had in the late 80s, and he hit 301 with 11 homers, and we won about 50 games. I mean, I know when it was bad, and the Braves since 91, 92, we haven't really had a bad stretch. We've had maybe one season here and there down, but it's been an unbelievable run by the Braves.
Well, the thing that when you think about the Braves and you talk about this 20, 25-year stretch they've had, they're synonymous with pitching. And this staff, it really is put together well, and they have some great arms, some top-end guys that would be number ones on any other team. But the lineup has no protection for Freddie Freeman. I feel sorry for him. Now they are up 7-0, but I can't see them winning a bunch of games, 7-6 or 8-5, something like that. They're not going to be able to hit the ball that well. But you do relieve $66 million worth of contract. You get BJ Upton up. So that was big going forward. But
anything to get Upton out of there.
Get him out. And he'll do fine. Look at Hayward, goes 3 for 4 first day.
Yeah,
and so,
he's a 260 hitter. He better get all those 3s for 4s out of the way because he's not much better than that.
And that's the thing. But you really look at it, I guess, going forward, if you look at how the Braves have run their organization the last 20 years or so, they don't really bring up, they're not going to go buy talent. So they usually promote within and they make trades. So I don't know what they're planning to do with this money. Maybe with the new stadium coming in, they want to make a big splash for the opening day for that. So maybe you see a better roster next year. But $66 million off the books definitely does help you going forward.
Up against the close of the program, again, come out to JR Sports Bar and Grill. Have a great dinner. Bring your kids out in uniform all season long. $3.99. For Scott Hardy, I'm Randy Lee saying thanks for tuning into the Sports Blitz Lake Martin Sports Roundup.
You're out.